Hi. Okay, so first an apology. Alright, so Friday has come and gone, and I have not presented you this week's comic book haul. So I apologize, but at the same time, what can I do? We were only able to go to one shop. We didn't have time to go to the second one because we had a 4:45 showtime to go see. Obviously, you already know, you clicked on the title, Justice League. And the sad thing is, though, the movie theater is very close to the comic book shop. It's right across the street. But because we were running late, we didn't have time to go to the comic shop before or after because they closed right when the movie let out. Tough luck. So I will bring you that comic book haul very soon. But now, let's talk about Justice League. Oh yeah. Alright, so, disclaimer, I don't know what the critics are saying. I don't know specifics. I've yet to see the Rotten Tomato meter. Frankly, I don't care anymore. I really don't. But unfortunately, I can't log on to Facebook without seeing for the first few posts that my friends are talking about it nonstop, and they're talking about how the critics are bashing it or it's just not getting the reception that it deserves. So there you go. I'll touch on that just briefly, okay? I'm not a professional critic. I'm not part of any circle. I don't know what the business is of movie reviewing, but something's fishy. I don't want to mention any other, company, but why is it that these DC films are being hit hard by critics? I don't understand it. Because I think they're just as fun or exciting as the competitors. But that's just me. Wonder Woman, on the other hand, let's be real. They didn't want to be near that movie. Because a movie about female empowerment from a female director, yeah, they didn't want that kind of attention. Despite the fact that that movie is genuinely a good movie, a great movie. But whatever, I digress. Let's just talk about Justice League. Let's talk about my thoughts, mine. My channel, my video, my camera, mic, everything is all me. And when you click on this video, obviously you want to hear what I have to say. So, without worrying about what other people are saying, let me just give you my thoughts. This might be a long video. I will give you spoilers after the initial review. And I know you got you got hundreds of other reviews to choose from. You don't want to sit here and watch a 10-minute or 20-minute got the bed video of this guy. I understand. But you know what? I'm just going to take my time with this review because I just want to be genuine with you. I do not want to put on a fucking act because that's not me. So real quick, you know how if you visit my channel frequently, you know how I feel about comic books. You know how I feel about superheroes. Or at least you have a general idea that I love this shit. I live for this shit. And rarely do I get disappointed with this shit. Alright? My love for comics is not based by one publisher. It's not limited to one publisher. I don't particularly care what artist does this, whatever. Writers are great and, they want to jump ship and work on other projects. I'll check out that project on whatever publisher carries it. I love comic books. I love superheroes. I love Batman. And I was very excited for this movie, regardless of whatever controversies happened, whatever production issues they had. Justice League is something that I've been wanting since I was a kid. I wanted to see it on a big screen, like so many other people. This movie meant a lot to me, just as much as the current Punisher TV show on Netflix means a lot to me, because I am a diehard Punisher fan as well. So I'm no bias here. I love it all. I deeply love it all. In case that's not freaking clear, I love it. Look at my comic book hauls. You'll see my massive love for my comic books. Go on my Instagram, you will see how much I love this shit. So let me tell you right now that when I talk about this movie, I am not going to compare it to what another studio has done. This is about DC's Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I will tell you right now that the movie does have issues, but in no way, shape, or form does it deserve any hate. Because, I mean, if you want to compare it to other studio films, this movie really doesn't do that much different than those films. It maybe feels a little rougher, a little louder, a little less neat. But this movie is not that much different from, let's say, honestly, I don't want to name drop, but it's not that much different from Thor Ragnarok, which recently came out. It's a kind of a messy movie, kind of an awkward movie, but it's so much fun and enjoyable. That's what Thor Ragnarok was, and that is what Justice League is. So why anybody would have anything bad to say about Justice League and not anything else makes no sense to me. Because I'll tell you right now, let's point out the flaws right now from what I see, from what I personally saw. The movie is disjointed. It is messy. It has kinetic editing. And the movie does rely on the fact that it's being watched by fans. I mean, honestly, who the hell went into this movie not being a fan of Batman or Wonder Woman or whatever? Anything that DC has come out. I mean, on the off chance that somebody who's not into any of this stuff went to go see this movie, then this movie probably fell down. Because this movie does rely on your prior knowledge of these characters. So, it is a little disjointed in that regard, because some of the characters didn't really have grand influences, like Aquaman didn't have a great influence. He was just kind of there as Bruce Wayne was talking to a bunch of bar patrons, or actually village folk. He was just there. He was introduced mid-conversation. That was an issue. Cyborg was just kind of there. So this movie does rely on your prior knowledge. It does help if you've seen Batman v Superman. Otherwise, you can get lost. But again, who the hell went to go see this movie not having seen those other DC films and not knowing about these characters? So, if that's a flaw, then that's a flaw. But, if you saw the movies, then it should be all good. But like I said, it is a little messy. It does rush. That first hour is a little rough. It's funny how I complain so much about Suicide Squad and the first 20 minutes on how it's so freaking sporadic and ridiculously edited. This movie nearly comes, well, no, I shouldn't say nearly, but it does touch a little bit on that kind of editing, but it's nowhere near as bad as Suicide Squad. Which, by the way, I did like it. I don't know why. I know it's a bad movie, but I did like it. But yeah, there are some parts where these characters just show up, and you're supposed to know who they are. Whatever. So the first hour is a little messy. But that second hour is everything I could have wanted. Everything. And more. I honestly, there were times when I thought this movie was better than I anticipated. Because here's why. I think we got the negative done. Maybe I'll have some negative stuff later, but no, this is a fun, great adventure, and truly a comic book come to life. Another thought I want to point out, comics are kind of this way too, where, look, I was not alive when the first Superman and Batman comics came out, and I wasn't alive anywhere near their beginning, so picking up a Batman comic from where I began, I didn't know everything. I had to kind of piece together certain things that I didn't know about. Same as Superman, same as anything. When DC's Rebirth launched, it wasn't a new beginning, it wasn't a reboot. It was a continuation of what had come from before. So it was just a starting point that you can read, but you kind of wonder what happened before. So in a way, this movie feels like a comic book, like reading a comic book. Because sometimes you don't have all the information. Sometimes it's just there, and you have to move forward. I know that's not how movies are supposed to work, but you know what? In this case, it doesn't bother me. So again, getting to the positives. The team is great. They all work together so damn well. All the actors work so damn well. We already know that Ben Affleck as Batman is terrific. And god damn it, DC, Warner Brothers, Matt Reeves, don't you dare freaking replace him. Are you kidding me? I don't care what this man has done. He's apologized for whatever transgressions he's done. He's so good at this character. You do not want to... And whatever differences that Mr. Affleck has with anybody, y'all need to work that shit out. Because this, production-wise, if y'all got an issue, y'all need to work it out. Because Batman and Ben Affleck work. It works. I need Ben Affleck as Batman at this point. So he's terrific in this movie. And he has some humorous moments. What? Okay, I don't know why my voice is getting all crazy. Wonder Woman, okay? Now, I do want to touch on this real quick. I loved her in her movie. And I noticed the difference between her appearance in Batman vs. Superman and Wonder Woman. Because Batman vs. Superman takes place in present time, and then, we get the origin story of Wonder Woman when she, in her movie, when she was just kind of young, naive, ambitious, wanted to do the right thing, saw the goodness in people, wide-eyed and full of wonder and just innocence. And Gal Gadot played it to perfection. Now, in a story where she's been on Earth here for about, it's kind of on Earth, but she's been in our world for over 100 years. She looks damn good for her age. She's a little hardened, but still full of hope and still full of wonder. But she's a lot more confident in this movie. And Gal Gadot really does a great job at that. She wasn't as confident in her movie because she was just starting out. It was a new thing to her. But she was wonderful. Here, I love the confidence she has. I love the humor that she uses. The kind of smirks and kind of shakes of the head when it comes to her teammates. I love it. Oh my god, she's so she's fantastic. It makes my heart sing. And regarding the new, the new guys, basically, I thought for sure Aquaman was going to steal the show. And to me, he kind of did. I think he was, Jason Momoa was so brilliant and hilarious and just the rock star of the group. He was amazing, and I was very happy with all his action sequences, his banter, flirting with Wonder Woman. He definitely did what I anticipated him to do. But he didn't quite steal the show, because that definitely went to Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, a.k.a. The Flash. Great job. And I love it because, you know what, we have two great versions of that character now. We have Grant Gustin's Flash on TV, who's just way different than what maybe some of the comics. These two versions are just completely different. and I love it. I'm open to both interpretations. I like Ezra Miller, how she was basically not prepared. He was scared. He was nervous. He tripped on his own feet, literally. And I thought it was great. Now, that could be a criticism, which I'll say right now, that could be a criticism as to why would you put an inexperienced fighter into a situation where you literally have to fight for humanity. My answer? Don't you dare question Batman's logic. Don't you dare. Okay, maybe that's not a good answer. I don't give a shit. But yeah, Barry Allen, Ezra Miller, wonderful job. Very funny. Really, I really love this kid, you know? I love him as an actor, and I love this character that he brought to the screen. Ray Fisher was quite a surprise. I think he did a pretty good job. Understand that he is playing a cyborg. He does come off as robotic, but at the same time, he's got a soul to him. So I think he did a great balance of playing a machine and a human being. I thought it was fine. Maybe not the best, maybe the weakest of the team, but definitely did a wonderful job. Look, let's be real. You don't goddamn well Superman's in the movie. You know it. And I was really happy when he returned. I was happy that he got a good amount of screen time. And I was happy that Henry Cavill just seemed so comfortable. Like it really seemed like he was just so ready to come back. And as far as the whole CG thing with his mustache and shit like that, I know people are complaining about it, they're laughing at it. I did not see a problem there. I think they did a good job covering it up. There was like a couple of shots that were kind of noticeable, but you know what? No, stop coming out with that shit. And let's touch on the CGI for one thing. I know that when the clip came out, oh my god, it's just really 17 minutes long. I know when the clip came out of Wonder Woman fighting Steppenwolf, people are like, oh, he looks so CGI. Shut the hell up. I don't mind the CGI in this movie. It's all CGI everywhere. That's fine. Because I gotta tell you, there were moments in this movie, see, where it looked like a comic. When you open up and you see 2 pages worth of battles and action, that little flashback that they showed between the Amazons and Steppenwolf's army, that was gorgeous. It felt like a comic book to me. A lot of the action sequences felt like I was just, like the panels of a comic just came to life. So don't come out with the CGI bullshit that it's not good enough. It was fine. It was great. I don't need it to look perfect. It looked great to me. It's a CG effect. Yeah, okay, I can tell. You're gonna tell. When a CGI effect is something that's noticeable, what are you gonna do? It is a CGI effect. Usually the best CGI effects that you don't notice are usually minimal. They don't require action. It's usually just something in the background or something that's just a still image type of thing. So shut up. Danny Elfman's score was surprisingly, no, I shouldn't say surprisingly great. Jesus, it's Danny Elfman. What I'm saying is it was perfect. And I didn't expect it to be perfect. It was perfect. Because it matched the tone of the movie, surprisingly. And I love that he put little cues of Superman's original theme and Batman's theme from both the 89 version to even the animated version. The animated series version. Danny Elfman is a genius. What else can I say? I just had a blast. I had so much fun with this movie. I could talk about it more if I wanted to, if I could. But I know this is already getting long, okay? So, I'm gonna get into some spoiler territory real quick. Nothing really that, you know, insane, but I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 5. Yep, a 4 out of 5. Because I had a blast and I loved it and I had fun. But it does have those issues, like I mentioned. It does have some quality issues that you have to kind of address. You cannot call this a perfect movie, but it did have just a great, how should I say? I had a great time with it. An amazing time. It made me so happy. So a couple of quick spoilers, a few maybe. Let me just jump right to it. The after credits scene was admittedly my favorite part. I was like this. My heart was beating. I was excited. I wanted to cry because this show Deathstroke. Deathstroke. I love Deathstroke. I can't wait to see him in action on the big screen. I died. I was just done at that moment that the Deathstroke is now. And he actually took his mask off. You actually get to see the actor play him. Joe Sofia Vergara's husband. There you go. And I gotta say, here's kind of a theory I have. I wonder. So, for that brief scene, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor came off as way more confident and more convincing as Lex Luthor than he did in Batman vs. Superman. Wouldn't it be great if in future movies with Lex Luthor, he becomes the Lex Luthor that we know? He's got that swagger, he's got that brilliance about him, got that power to him, and that when it turns out how he acted as kind of this twerky, timid, maniacal, but just funky weirdo sticking Jolly Ranchers in dudes' mouths was all an act. Wouldn't that be brilliant? And wouldn't that improve Batman vs. Superman? I have a feeling that these movies are purposely making mistakes that aren't mistakes. Just a theory. That little stinger in between the credits with not Batman, but Flash and Superman, that was so great. That also, just like, wow, they made that famous image of Flash and Superman running towards the camera. Towards the comic, I should say. They put it on camera and they made it real. The famous race between those two amazing speedsters. Yeah. What else? I love that scene where they're trying to bring Kal-El back. They bring him back and he's fighting everybody. I mean, we didn't see him in a black suit. Did you really think that was going to happen? But that was a great scene. Oh, that was really cool. And they're all trying to take him down, trying to subdue him. That was awesome. I love that little love theme going on still with him and Lois. I love so much about this movie. I do. So, people want to talk trash? Go ahead. Go ahead, man. I don't care. Critics, I don't care. I don't care what you have to say. I thought about doing a video afterwards where I would kind of react to seeing some critic reviews. At this point, I don't care. It's all about what I think and what my family thought and what my friends think and what true fans think. I'm not talking about hardcore comic book fanboys. true fans is what matters. So I thank you, Zack Snyder, and I thank Joss Whedon, and everybody that came together to make this movie happen. It really felt like a team effort, and no team member was wasted. Everybody got their fair share. So that is my incredibly long and ridiculous review, my take on Justice League. I don't know what the future holds, but we got a great movie here, and I, for one, would love to go see it again. So guys, that's going to do it for me before I reach the 30-minute mark. If you have stayed up until this point, I would appreciate if you just give me that like. Give me a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the movie. Do you agree with the critics? Do you think that the criticisms are insanely harsh and biased towards, other companies? Let's have a discussion. Let's keep it civil, for crying out loud. Let's be nice to each other. And, hopefully we can share our love or disappointment for this movie on good terms. Thank you guys. Once again, Justice League 4 out of 5. If I think of any additional thoughts, follow me on Twitter, because I will put those there. Or maybe I'll put them in the comments here, but more than likely on Twitter. Alright guys, I will see you. And again, the comic book haul will be coming soon. Don't worry about that. Peace out.